What we've been able to achieve has been done with your help. Now, we need your support again. Drugs are menacing our society. They're threatening our values and undercutting our institutions. They're killing our children. Last year alone, over 10,000 drug criminals were convicted, and $250 million of their assets
Assalamualaikum everyone. This is Malik, and today again I have with my one of my good friends, my colleague as well, Ali. Ali, how are you?
Good man.
What's up?
Let's get this show on the road.
Oh yes, let's do it. Today we have an interesting topic, and it's drug use, causes, and implications. We've been talking about this for a long time. Our generation, younger people, older people, females, a lot of people are into drugs these days. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think about it in general? What's your opinion on it? I mean, like, is it good? Is
You
it
know,
bad? Is it okay? Should it be
is
done?
it
Should it be
good?
not? Not just saying, just saying. What do you think about
So here's my view. When I was a teenager, it was in my high school. People were doing drugs, and I was actually surprised once I entered the workforce, and we're
it?
dealing with people who are like close to 30, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And they still have that habit going on. In fact, it's so prevalent that I was like, I'm like, isn't this supposed to be ending by high school? Isn't it supposed to be, once you have responsibilities, how can you continue doing this? But I was surprised. So that's one of the reasons I suggested this topic. So we
Hmm.
can analyze like what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, this was completely. This topic came in just like yesterday. You and I, we were just having a word on Skype, and we were just discussing what topic should we discuss today. And you, out of nowhere, just told me let's do something on drugs and all that. I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. That's interesting. That's a lot of things to talk about. So, according to me, what I have seen so far, because you and I, we are in that age where we have, we sit with a lot of people. We have, all the people that we sit with. Some are from the business industry, some are, on the job, some are, youth. I hang out with young people a lot. You know that, right? A
Yeah.
lot of my friends are like 25, 26, 27, 21, 22, 22, 27, 28. There are a lot of people.
Some are
So
15, 16.
yeah, but there's discussion going somewhere else. Let's take to that topic. So uh, when I was in this age, when I was about 24, 25, this was the time when I've seen this drug industry, I might call it. That's an industry now again, right? I've seen a lot of changes in it. It's a huge growth in these drugs. First of all, if we talk about weed, we talk about marijuana, we talk about in our normal language what we call it just, right? Let's just talk about that
Mhm.
just. Uh, that's like a status symbol. When I was in 25, 26 years of age, I saw that, and people just take it as a status symbol.
Like, what do you mean?
What I
How
mean,
is it so simple?
let me explain. Uh, you know, if you are at a party, or because party, you know, in people under 30, they think the meaning of party is get together somewhere, smoke
Good
some weed,
drugs. Yeah.
do some drugs, which comes in, ice, crystal meth, and all. I don't know what these type of things are. I've heard about them a
Crystal
lot.
meth.
Yeah, crystal
That's,
meth,
is
alcohol.
that even available here?
Yeah, everything is available. That's the fucking shit. Everything is available in our country. I mean, like, we are third world country. Okay, no problem. Yes, we are. We don't have any issues with that. We are working on it. A lot of things are being changed. They will be changed soon. But every single thing is available here. If you talk about drugs, every drug you need is available here. I've been to a lot of I've been with a lot of these kind of people who are still indulged in all these type of things. Ali, trust me on this one. They can't even have a conversation with you for like 2 minutes if they are not high. I still know these type of people.
That, the thing is that it hints at deeper problems in those individuals, right? If you need a drug or some sort of crutch
Mhm.
to be able to do something as simple as talk to someone, right? So that's something missing in you, man. That's a huge, huge, huge issue that that these people are facing.
Absolutely, very valid point. You know,
The
when
whole,
yeah,
sorry,
go
go
ahead,
ahead. But
go ahead, go ahead,
yeah,
go
I'm
ahead.
saying the whole point of drugs is to mask some sort of pain, in my opinion, or to
Absolutely,
get away from reality, because it's basically an escapism, right? And
absolutely,
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So if your life is going, really bad, or you have some sort of issue that you're dealing with, you want to get away from that. For a lot of people, it's really just sleep, right? But for some people, sleep isn't enough, or eating some good food isn't enough, or some people it's the gym and they have to do these drugs in which they completely forget about themselves. They go into a different mode of consciousness, and they basically get what they don't have.
correct,
If it's
yes,
confidence, if it's ability to talk to someone, those drugs give them that because it gets rid of their inhibitions. But really, it's an escapism, and it's I would say it's very damaging to your life,
no
because the
doubt,
more you escape from life, right? Nothing's going to take care of itself. Your problems are going to only accumulate. So yeah, that's
absolutely,
what I think. But what do you think? What do you think?
absolutely, very valid point. You're absolutely right. The thing is, this drug is like a mask. You are right. When you consume it or when you use it for any single reason. See, there are a lot of people who says that we use it for recreational purposes. I know a lot of people who are, I'm not going to take their names because they will get offended by it. Uh, they, when they have to do any kind of work, productive, non-productive, if they have to make money out of anything, they cannot do it if they're not high. There are some content creators I know, all right?
Yeah,
And what
yeah.
they do is they record
So
everything, and if they have to edit it, they need just or these type of any kind of drug. They call it a recreational purpose of the use of this drug. That's wrong. I don't
yeah,
take it.
so that's another facet. You could say that on one side people are trying to escape from reality, and the other side people are trying to escape from the limitations of their creativity, right? They want to be more creative. The drugs will give them that that extra in like confidence or whatnot, or experimentation ability.
Mhm.
In both things, it comes down to the same thing. You're trying to escape from your mind, right? You're trying to
Absolutely.
turn off your mind, right? Either if you're getting rid of your worries, like for example, you have bills due and you just want to forget about that. You're really turning off your mind. And if you want to, be more creative, you're trying to get the mind out of the way and trying to, basically think in outside the box, right? And the
Mhm.
box really is the mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that again, it's just a way to turn off your mind, and the mind really cannot be turned off. This,
Obviously. Yeah.
yeah,
The,
and this
the,
is one thing you learn as you go along. The more you try to subdue your mind and try to make it stop thinking, the more it fights back, and it comes back even stronger. And this is why people need stronger and stronger doses to get that peace that they don't have, right?
correct.
And there are ways to control your mind. There are lots of ways that don't involve drugs, and the mind can be turned off, but it takes a lot of training and perseverance and effort. And people just don't know about that, or they don't want to go through that process, and they're looking for an easy way out, right? But
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's a very valid point. The thing is, you talk about people use drugs. They use drugs because they try to divert their mind or turn off their mind for a specific time when they are high or whatever they're trying to achieve, whatever it is. But the thing is, the question here is, which I ask from a lot of people, this question that what happens when you are not high and your mind is back in your senses again, your problem, does that run off or does that problem stays there? And the answer is the problem stays there. So my counter question is, then why don't you stop these drugs and wasting that time and getting high and just like, being on your beds like that and all this kind of shit? Why don't you just do something productive to have that problem fixed or problem solved? Do something productive for that problem, right? If you are just wasting your time, see, okay, this is a cup of tea, right? I need this cup of tea, but I don't have money to buy this one. So what I'm going to do? Am I going to use drugs? so I can divert my mind. But at the end of the day, the thing will still be there. Either if I use drugs or if I work to get something or to make some money so I can purchase this cup, what do you think is more better? Getting drugs or working for, to get this cup?
Well, really, the thing is that I would say there's a rule of life that people don't realize, and you only realize this when you get older, when you lived enough,
Yeah,
is that problems only get worse the longer they're ignored, right?
absolutely.
They accumulate, and at some point, your drugs are not going to be enough to get you away from the problem, right?
Right.
And we're not even trying to tell people that are drug users to not do drugs. We're just trying to analyze what the reality
What the
is.
reality is. Absolutely. Yeah.
And yeah, the same effect is in intensive video games. Some people go into these, the simulation games and they live that life in the video game and they try to escape from their real life. The thing is that real life is very hard.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, right? It's not easy. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of, stresses, and people need escapisms to cope with that. But this is the problem. I think, Waleed, in my opinion, this problem actually goes back to school. It goes back to school. You know why? Here's the thing. You are in school for how long? Maybe 20 years, right? You're in school and they teach you nothing about life. They teach
Absolutely.
you nothing about life. They teach you nothing about how to pay your bills or what to do, how to deal with the stresses. Is there any stress in school, believe?
Nothing. It's the best life. That's the only thing that we still call it. That was the best part of our life because we
Because
had
it wasn't
nothing on
real.
our head. Exactly.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
real.
real. It was a kind of a film studio where you enter for like 4 or 5 hours. It's a whole different scenario there. You shoot, you act there, right? You do
Yeah.
everything, and then at the end of the day, you're again back into your
Again,
real life.
we expect life to be like this. It's like we do this task and then we go to the next level, right? And this is why we love video games so much, because we know what we have to do and then we go to the next level. But life does not work that way. That's not how life works at all. You can do stuff, life doesn't give you payoffs according to some sort of quantified task you do. It can give you a payoff whenever it wants to, or sometimes it doesn't give you any payoff, even though you've been doing the thing for years, right? Or decades. You don't get a payoff. So
Absolutely.
life doesn't work that way. And life basically comes down to, sticking to stuff you don't want to do for many years, not seeing anything. Ask any business owner. They've been working at a business for 3, 4 years. They've been investing money, losing money. And then at the end, maybe after 10 years, you'll maybe see a profit, or maybe after 5 years, depending on what kind of business it is, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's how life works, but that's not how school works. School work is this, even and now it's so easy. Back in our day, school was actually pretty, maybe harder. You could say
Yeah.
nowadays everybody passes. There's no value of a degree anymore, right? And people are getting used to this easiness of life. They think that is what life is. And this is the thing that when they go to the, adulthood, drugs, they take them away from that, the fire of real life
Yeah.
and give them that comfort back, the comfort that they had in school. And this is something that just I've kind of noticed. Maybe you might disagree, but something that is a pattern I've seen repeat many times.
Yeah. Right. So till this point of the conversation, we are at a point that using drugs is just like kind of wearing a mask and running away from your problems, right? But the problem still stays there, right? So next thing is, what do you think, according to you, what do you think is the age in our country, the age limit, let's say age bracket, 20 to 12, 20 to 25, or like 25 to 30? Which age do you think is more indulged into drugs? Any rough idea? What do you think?
I have no idea, honestly. I just know that people do it for different reasons. People that are younger, they do it to peer pressure, right? They do it because some other kids are doing it in their social circle, and that's cool. Again, which is really stupid, but that's how schools work, you know?
Absolutely. That
And
was the
yeah,
point I was trying to make, that people do it as kind of a status symbol.
yeah.
Socially, when they get
But
up.
well, you said they do it when they're older, when they're in work or something. I had no idea that people do it as a status symbol when they're like past 25.
Man, no, man, I'm
22.
sorry. You have no idea. I think I have, well, there was a time I was in that community, to be very honest with you. I used to sit with those people. I used to hang out with them over the weekends and after shifts, before shifts, and all these type of things. But when I see what actually is the meaning of the life, right? What actually this thing is, life is not easy, right?
Mhm.
So now there are two ways to see the life. Now people says life happens to me, right? or we can say there's a problem, it happened to me, or that kind of thing. You should always say life happens for me, because we believe one thing, that is, whatever happens, whatever is happening, even if it's not your problem, but it's still your consequence, right? So people are just trying to run away from. They just use drugs to just, run away from the reality, just to, look socially cool. You can say socially chill kind of people and all these type of things. But honestly, what I think about all these things, this is bullshit. If you're taking drugs, if you're addicted to drugs, you're just wasting your life. You're wasting your parents' life. You're wasting every single person who is around you.
Let
Now,
me
I'm
tell
going
you,
to tell you
Waleed.
one more thing, just one last
Let
thing
me
to
just,
add here. Yeah.
yeah, sure, go ahead.
Uh, I had a friend, not one friend, I had a couple of friends who were married, and they used to do drugs on daily basis. Why? Because they are unable to, do anything. Anything. When I say anything, they cannot even communicate with you or me on not even a serious topic. They cannot even have a complete discussion if they're not high. These are the people who are married as well, under 25 age, under 30 age, and above 50 plus. I've sat with those people.
50 plus doing drugs.
Trust me on this one. I have sat with those people who were 50 plus. There was a guy who was taking alcohol and weed right in front of me, just like 12, 15 feet away from me. And his age was 71 years.
Wow,
I swear, not
that's
lying.
crazy.
And this happened in front of my eyes. I asked him a question. I was like, why do you do it? He's like, I love it. And after that, he did not give me any answer. His answer was, I love it. That's it. I mean, like,
And but
that's a hoax kind of world that we create around us.
I'll say one thing, the thing is that people who are in power, people who are politicians or kings in the past, they love drug people. They love a drug population. I mean, in fact, again, I may be wrong in history, but as far as I know, the English, they wanted to export opium to China, right?
Yeah.
They wanted to make those people not a threat to them, right? They wanted to make money off the drugs, obviously, but they wanted China to be like a sunken power, not a threat, right? Because they were here and they didn't control China. So they didn't want the Chinese building battleships or being any sort of challenge to their hegemony. So rulers love a drug population because a drug population doesn't resist, doesn't fight back, doesn't scheme, and
Absolutely. Because they are in their own created
they're
world.
happy.
Yeah, they're happy. Easiest way to say they're happy, right?
Yeah.
But what kind of
And
happiness? Yeah,
and Waleed, bro, let me tell you this. Like even in zoos, they drug the lions sometimes, they drug the tigers, right? Because they're docile. They want to keep those. And this is the same thing. When someone is doing drugs, they are becoming like a docile farmed animal, you could say, right? They're easy to control, easy to manipulate,
Yeah.
and no one takes them seriously. And the saddest part is that in life, it's a competition, right? It's a competition. People want to win. Most people will lose, right? That's how it is. And people want you doing drugs.
Yeah,
People really
absolutely.
want you doing drugs because
Yeah,
they
man.
want you to lose.
That's really, you could say that's the thing which hurts.
No, this is really true. Like, for example, how many businesses, big, huge family businesses, do you know have been destroyed because the next generation got into drugs, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like their fathers built a business, grandfathers built a business. The next generation got into drugs, got into this kind of partying and whatnot, and then their whole business collapsed. And if I'm a competitor, I want those kids doing drugs, right?
Exactly. If you're a competitor, you
I'm
want
gonna,
to.
I'm gonna, I'm
That's
going to push that. I'm
that's
gonna be like, yeah,
that's to be honest, that's a really nice point. I didn't even thought about it, but you brought it up. And so first thing, you have a criminal mind. Okay. That's what I'm gonna tell you. The second thing
no,
is,
no,
jokes apart, I'm just kidding. You're absolutely right. If it's a rival business, right? In rivalry, if the other party is into drugs and all that, their business is going down. And just because of that, your business is going up. You would want that. You would love to see that happening.
of course, man, of course. And this is the same thing in countries, bro. Like
Mm,
in certain countries, like they are very, very strict on drugs. They're just very strict on their culture, but they promote that stuff in other countries, right? Because they want those other countries not to be a threat to them, right?
Exactly.
And I'm not going to name any country names or whatnot, but this is happening all the time, right? Some cultures protect their values and they put those values opposite in other cultures. They want the other cultures to be indulged in the stuff they don't indulge in, so they're not a threat to them anymore. So drugs are a great tool by use of governments, by use of people in power. And why do drugs still exist?
That's the point.
Why do they still exist?
That's the point.
There's been a war on drugs in America for how many years? I think it's 40 years now. War on drugs, war on drugs, war on drugs. They have the technology to stop, for example, they can catch a tax evader no matter where he is in the world. Right?
Correct.
They can catch someone who doesn't pay the taxes, but they cannot catch someone who's importing drugs, right? And we're talking about thousands and billions of kilograms of this product coming from across the border, coming from all across the world, because they don't even try. They're not trying. They want people to be on drugs. They want people to be docile, and that's going to be far easier for them to control such a population.
Yeah, and in a lot of states, they have legalized marijuana. I believe that's legalized, right?
Yes, it's legalized. Yeah.
Now, again, that's the point. Now, just to let you know, we start one point and we
one more
come to
thing,
one
please.
point and we start another thing. So this is really nice.
I want to tell you one more thing.
Yeah.
And the culture, right? The culture in the U.S., the dominant culture. What do? They promote drugs. They promote partying, alcohol, drugs, right? But they will never promote, and they push this all in the media. They're like, being on drugs is cool. Look, Snoop Dogg is smoking every day. He's always high.
Yeah.
This guy's high. But will they ever promote someone who's anti-government, who says, hey, listen, government is robbing you, taxes really theft, they're stealing from you. If you have property and you pay property taxes, you don't really own that property. Do they ever have these ideas in the media? No, they ban them. They ban YouTube channels, they ban Twitter accounts, they ban
Absolutely
everywhere, Facebook. They will ban these kind of ideas, because whatever they want, they'll promote, and they'll promote only the stuff that's destructive to the individual, but that's in their benefit.
correct. Yeah, absolutely. And the next thing is, if we talk about the young generation, it's a very funny story, and a real one as well. I met a guy around, I think, 2 months ago. I think 2 months back. I'm not sure what it was. But anyhow,
Maybe it was me.
no, it wasn't you. I'm talking about a junkie. I'm talking about a stoner.
Okay.
So I had a word with him. He met me. He was like, he was an old friend, a very good friend of mine. He used to be, but due to some issues, we're not friends anymore. There are a lot of things. Okay, anyhow, not going to talk about those. I just met him and I just asked him the first question, and that was, dude, are you still on drugs? And his answer was, yes, man, I'm still on drugs. I love it. It's part of my life. I cannot do anything without drugs. I cannot, he's married. And that's why I'm not taking his name. He said that I cannot have a physical relation with my wife if I'm not high. Just imagine what that dude has done with his life. I mean, like, he is destroyed,
Yeah, that's
literally destroyed. Come on,
That's true.
you cannot be with your wife if you're not high.
Mhm.
I mean, like, seriously, that's fucked up. That's seriously fucked up. I can,
You know what?
I can agree to every single fact. People can do it for recreational. Okay, fine. People do it to hide from reality. Fuck you. But okay, fine, right? But this thing that he cannot go near to his wife before he's high, he has to get high to be with his wife. Wasted of life, man. That's a freaking wasted of life. I mean, how could you
That's
destroy
true. That's
your
true.
life, and he got 2 kids as well. That's the funny part. Just imagine the fact. What is he
Or
portraying?
kids.
Exactly. What is he portraying for his kids?
Yeah, that's very true.
And
And
the part is when you
I
try to
will say one thing.
yeah.
I'll say one thing that, both of us have experimented, right? As children, as teenagers, whatever.
Yeah.
But, for me, one of the good things was that when I tried to get high one time, I was so depressed. because I started reflecting on, oh my God, I'm around these guys who are very more successful than I am. I haven't done nothing, comparable to them. You know, um, what am I doing with my life? I went to this deep reflective, so
That's
I was so depressed, man.
dude,
And I'm like,
that's
I'm
dude,
not doing this
that's
anymore.
that's scary, man.
Yeah, man. So it affects people different ways. Some people get happy, some people don't. But for me, naturally, it was a good thing. Like I thank God for that. That when I did try it, it was so depressing that I just never, wanted to go back.
Absolutely. That's kind of, God has saved you from this kind of thing. So you should be thankful for that. A lot of people I
Definitely.
see, a lot of people I meet, they are like, I'm gonna be really honest. I'm not a saint, right? I'm not a prophet. I'm not gonna say that I am kind of a person who has never done anything wrong in his life. Okay. I am living example of fuck ups. I was, right? I was. But thanks to God, not anymore. Right. So in that scenario, there are a lot of people who used to come up to me for all these type of things. I used to raise these things for them. I'm saying all this on a social media platform on the YouTube. This video is going to be on YouTube as well on Facebook, but that's okay. I have no regrets in saying what I did wrong. I'm not saying that I was into this shenanigan of the drugs that I got high and all that type of thing. No, it's not
Mhm.
like that. I'm just saying people used to come to me for money, for arranging, for all these type of things. And today, when I see those people, Ali, trust me, they're still standing there where I left them.
Yeah.
Not a one
So
step up. They drop down two, three steps, but
mm,
I mean, like, why are you still wasting your life, man? Come on.
but the thing is,
Life is not only to talk about problems. Life is not only to talk about drugs. Life is not only to take drugs, do all these type of things. There are a million things to do, man.
the thing
Million
is
things to do.
that I will say this, that drugs is like, have you ever played those racing games, Mario Kart or something? You ever
Yeah,
played?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know those sand pits you get stuck in and they slow
Yeah,
you down, right? That's what
absolutely.
drugs will slow you down. They will keep you in the same
Yeah,
spot for years, for decades if you don't quit. They will keep you there. And again, some people might say that, hey man, like I do drugs and I'm so productive and whatnot. Bro, you're the exception, right? Most people who are there's a reason we call them junkies, right?
exactly.
Yeah, we don't call them, success objects or,
Yeah,
people that you want to emulate. Anyways, so that's what they are. They're basically time warps. They will keep you in a certain place for however long you do not quit that habit. And, life really is the more you live life and you face your problems and you learn to win,
yeah.
even if it's small problems, right? You learn to, like, for example, yesterday I fixed a sink. I have no, I had no choice. There was no plumber on call. I fixed the sink. And next time that happens, this won't be a problem for me, right? So life is accumulation of basically learning these small things, and these things accumulate into larger wins down the line, right? So the more you live life and you face it, the more you learn about how to win at life and how to make life on your terms. And these people that run away from their problems, they're missing out on a valuable lesson that school could have never taught you this, right? They never
Yeah,
can teach you what life can teach you. And life is the best teacher of all. And the more you learn from it, the more you observe, and the more you're present, the more you will benefit.
absolutely. And you talk about schools as well. So let's talk about school, college, and universities and this culture which is going on in our country. According to the people who are in colleges and universities and schools who are junkies and stoners as well, according to them, the best drug suppliers are available in this educational institutes.
Yeah, it's
I
a huge market, man.
I
It's a huge
mean,
market.
you're destroying
Personally,
a
bro,
whole generation, right? Destroying the
you
whole
have to
fucking
ask this.
generation.
You
Yeah,
have to ask this. Where are the parents? Right? Again, schools are not a replacement for parents. And schools, in fact, I think should be done at home, in my opinion, right? But again, people might disagree. It's a different,
yeah,
but I don't want my kid around idiots, right? I want my kid around the best people. So I'll have my private tutors coming to teach my kids and whatnot. I'm not going to send them to these areas where they're like, listen, man, in real life, you interact with people in different ages, right? Me and you interact with people older than us, more successful than us. We learn stuff from our job,
absolutely.
whatnot. But in school, they're all the same age and they're all stuck in the same classroom. They have no one to learn from. and they just get bullied and get into these bad habits. It's just a waste of time, in my opinion. But that's for another topic.
Yeah, we will be discussing this education system soon as well.
Yeah.
So another thing, what I'm worried about is our generations are being destroyed because of these drugs. Because right now, since lockdown, through COVID stuff, and all these type of things, people are finding a way to please themselves to make them happy. And drugs, right now, drugs come faster than a pizza.
Really? Is that
Yeah,
how-
drugs come to your house. They
No
are at your
idea.
doorstep before a fucking ambulance can reach
That's
at your home.
crazy.
Yes, absolutely. That is crazy. That is a destruction of a whole generation. I mean, like the generation which was in 20s like 10 years ago, it's almost a decade. If they are messed up or destroyed, that means the future of your country is destroyed as well. So what
Yeah,
you're
but
doing today, that will
yeah,
be portrayed like after 20 years. If a kid is reading a book, that's gonna benefit him or the society after 20 or 30 years. That's a common thing, right? So it's like destruction of the generation, man. And no one even takes it seriously. If you are out, if you're carrying drugs, right? I'm not saying that you're carrying drugs, just giving an example. If you have drugs in your pocket, there is a checkpost of police. They figured it out that you have something in your pocket. They see it. They know you're carrying drugs. How do you think that should be turning off? What do you think? How that should end?
like I said, I already gave you my opinion on this. I think that drugs, no one's gonna want to ban drugs
No, no,
completely.
no, 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 no. No, no. That's not the thing I'm saying. I'm just asking. Police caught you red-handed. You have drugs in your hand. How do you think that should be ended? That
Obviously,
scenario.
man, they
How should
should
be?
they should be confiscating the drugs, right? Of
Absolutely. They should be confiscating the drugs. There should be a legal action to that person who's carrying the drugs.
course,
Correct?
yeah,
My friend, 1,000 rupees.
1,000 rupees.
That's it. No matter whatever you're carrying. If it's a check post, 1,000 to 2,000. More than enough. You'll be free to go. You'll be carrying that fucking drug with you as well, wherever you want to go. If it's only one single police officer, 500 rupees. 500 rupees, I mean, like, grow your standards, asshole. Grow your standards. I mean, like, if you cannot change it, at least grow your standards.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. This topic which you decided, it's a lot to talk about. We can talk about it the whole day, the whole night, but
Yeah, no, yeah. Let's just do our closing statements, and we'll pick up on the other topics that we diverted from,
yeah,
like education and society,
yeah,
and we'll do
obviously,
that in the podcast. So,
sure, that would be fine.
what's your closing statement for drugs? What do you think? What's your viewpoint in one summary?
Yeah, to be very honest, if drug addict people will be watching this video as well, I will just request you one thing. These are my hands. Don't do drugs. Don't waste your life. Don't waste the expectations of your family. Don't waste your family. Don't waste your life. Don't get involved with the drugs. And for the youth, for the people, the young generation, which is the future of our country, please, please, please don't do drugs. Spend some money. Go to a psychiatrist if you want to go, but just don't do drugs. Try to find good people. Have good friends. If you have a problem, discuss with your friends that this is the problem I'm going on. This is the problem I'm in. This is the issue that I need to fix. Might be a situation, might be a possibility that if you're having a word with two people, one of them will have an honest and proper type of solution for that problem, which does not include drugs. So my ending statement is whatever scenario you are in, whatever situation you are in, whatever it is, just don't do drugs. That will destroy everything that you have. Every single fucking thing that you have, it will destroy it to dust.
Right, right. Okay, I'm just gonna end off by saying that drugs is a good way to lose. Okay. And people want you to lose, and society wants you at the bottom. They don't want people that think, they don't want people that are at their full capacity of
Yeah.
action and thought. So again, the culture is against kid, everything's against you. Culture promotes it, it's available in the market. And again, naturally, it's a good way to escape from problems. And life can sometimes be very tough, and that's very tempting. But in the long run, it's a losing game. So that's up to you what you want to do. But I've never met someone who's a good athlete or a good businessman or whatnot who's high 24/7. It's just not how life works.
Okay, so once this lockdown situation handles up, I'll take it to those people.
And if you want to get drugs, you can contact Waleed.
Oh no. Fuck that shit. No. Don't do that. That's not gonna happen. That was the weirdest closing statement that I have ever listened to.
This is actually a promotion for Waleed's product.
No, it's not. I am not. No, come on. For God's sake. For God's sake, don't do it. I know you're kidding. I know you're a buddy of mine. You can do this type of thing. That's fine, man. No problem. So, well, thank you so much, Ali. It's time to, end the call, end this video, and this will be, people will be looking into it. A lot of people have, on my WhatsApp, a lot of people asked about you as well. That is this guy even in Pakistan? Is he in Lahore? I'm like, yeah, he's my friend. He's in Lahore. So, I've got really nice feedback from a lot of people, and they love it.
All right, good to
In the
hear.
last podcast, there was an issue with my headset, and the voice was really low. But this time we have tested it; everything is fine. So Ali, once again, my friend, thank you so much for your time, and hope to see you soon. And
See you in the next podcast.
sure thing, next podcast. Thank you so much, Ali.
All
So
right,
for the
take care,
viewers,
bro.
I would just like to say it was really nice talking to you, and I hope you like our podcast today. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, if you want to discuss anything, and just wanted to add one more thing since Ali's on the call as well. If you guys think that you need counseling, we are not counselors, but if you want to talk about your problems, I'm always available. Okay, so we can take care of all of these things, and we're not gonna say that this is you have to pay us or anything like that. But just as a friend, if you need us, we are always there. So just at the end, take care of yourself. Again, please do not do drugs. Leave that shit. It's just going to destroy everything that you have. Well, once again, everyone, take care. Allah Hafiz. Talk to you soon.